Alright, so this is going to be kind of a quick rundown of how I cut my fenders for my 80 series Land Cruiser. I got 37-inch tires and a 2.5-inch Old Man Emu lift. I'm going to try and be quick and straight to it. I made a small jig, I'll show you here in a second, just to be able to mark the fenders exactly, well, sort of close to exactly at 1.5 inches for the rear. And 1.5 inches for the rear, and it's going to be 2.5 inches for the front. I'm running 37-inch tires on factory Toyota 4Runner 3rd gen wheels with 3-inch spacers. Please leave the bullshit comments away. I know, but whatever, this is my build. So here we go. Here's my ghetto rigged kind of jig for holding my Sharpie. I made it where I could hold a Sharpie in here and just the tip of it sticks out just enough to make a mark. I'm about working on the one for the front. Like I said, 1.5 inches in the rear and 2.5 inches in the front. And I'm gonna cut out a little bit of extra shit because I got some rust and other things going on, but yeah, man. Okay, so here's the jig. Kind of see that, just a Sharpie stuck in there, a couple holes wallered out, and try and make it to where just the tip of it sticks out, just the tip, giggity. And yeah, I measured from here, made sure it measured up just about right, 2.5 inches for the front fender. A little bit of trail rash there, kind of stopping me up, so kind of wing it. I'm gonna cut all that shit out anyways. Try and touch it up here a bit. Make a smooth line, smoothish. There you have it. What I'm doing is going to take the plasma cutter. If you've got access to a plasma cutter, great. If not, figure something else out. Maybe a Sawzall. But what I'm doing is I'm going to cut right under the line, just under the line, and then use a flap wheel, like with 40 grit flat wheel, and kind of try and clean it up a little bit. And this is just my way. If you think of something greater, better, then great. Hopefully this will help somebody along the lines, maybe just building confidence to actually do it. Because I just have not seen any videos of this, so why not me? One and a half inch, 40 grit flap wheel. Pick them up at Harbor Freight or anywhere. Just gonna kind of get close to the line. You see, I already did a little bit. Kind of get close to the line and ground it out so I can plasma cut it. blue pig. Oh, it is. I've got some other stuff here. I'm gonna cut out all that shit. I bent it with a hammer the other day just to be able to drive. And over here, most of that's gonna get cut out. Probably clean that up. Yup. I'm gonna get the plasma cutter set up and be right back. Right inch, put it like put the water right here. See that close to the line? See that close to the line? Grab it out, fine. So, alright, I'm about to bend this a little bit more, and I'm going to use a cut-off wheel to cut these little bolts out of here. Then I'm going to make some slits in the inner fender well and bend it up the best I can. We'll see how that works. If I don't like it, then I might just cut it out. You've got about 10 inches that you can actually cut the fender well all the way out. So we'll see how it goes here. I'll get you another one. You got another one? Sweet. Thank you. Bend this out of the way a little bit more. I became good with the grinder in my hands long before I became good with the welding gun in my hand. And I learned how to weld holes a lot
how to fill holes than weld lines?
Yeah. Learned how to weld holes before I learned how to weld beads. That is for sure. On me.
Well, I brought some more.
Yeah. Come rough on them, man. Rough on them.
You're not too worried about your paint job.
No. I just rattle canned this over there a couple weeks ago. Alright, we got the fender liner pie cut and mashed up in there, and that's kind of the end of the road for me. Kind of about the gist of what I'm going to do. I kind of cut this corner round a little bit here just in case so it doesn't catch anything, and now I'm about to try and clean that up to match the line that I drew there, and we'll probably button some other shit up in the meantime, tighten that up a little bit, and maybe cut that corner off. But here we go. Alright, well, I think this is good enough to call done. Doesn't look too bad. I think it looks pretty good. Fuck yeah. Oh, that's killer. And you saw I just smoothed it out with a fucking 40 grit. 40 grit sanding disc on a grinder. And it turned out pretty well. This fender was messed up. I bondoed it and painted it and shit. The sides and the roof or the hood is all getting another coat of paint here next week or so. So not too worried about the paint. You might want to take more precautions. But that's it. On to the back. All right, so caught on fire. That happened. Anyhow, here we are back at it. You see, when you cut, I measured 1.5 inches. My total distance here, and that I was going to cut out. And I thought I was just going to be able to cut the seam out and then grind it down a little bit and it'd be okay. That is not the case. I haven't gotten my full 1.5 inches yet. You can see my mark still on there a little bit, and looks like what I'm gonna have to do is the pie cut kind of deal on the inner fender well here. I'm gonna have to do pie cuts and roll it, mash it up in there a bit, and then kind of do the same for this outside lip. Cut up to my mark, a bunch of little cuts, and roll that over top of it. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm actually not gonna do the whole slit thing. Don't really like how that's looking or turning out, so I'm just gonna plasma cut my line the best I can. If you don't have a plasma cutter, that might be an option for you. So all I did there is kind of get it close and bend it over. I don't like it and I don't have to do it, so I'm not going to. So right. Pretty good. Close to my line. I'm gonna spend some time cleaning it up. Yeah, man. We're gonna conclude this video by throwing some welds on a couple of these tabs bent up here. A couple of these, damn, it's terrible, I can't see it. We're just gonna tack these couple in. I say tack, but I'm gonna put a decent little bead on them just to make sure they don't go anywhere.
How about you use mine?
Okay, so when I cut the fender wells in the back of the 80 series, I went a little deep on a few of them, to say the least. This is after I've already bent it back a bit. But this leads directly kind of into your cab, so exhaust fumes, and if you're getting to some deep water, I mean, my shit's already soaked from just driving down the road, and I went in the creek a couple times. There's some sand and shit over here, so yeah, that's not cool. So I've got some fiberglass, some Bondo shit, Bondo brand fiberglass resin. It's the liquidy stuff, not the hard Bondo your door type stuff, and some cloth here. So I'm gonna try and mix up some hardener and some of this stuff and just dip the cloth in it and just kind of lay it over it, honestly, and stick it to the wall. Just give it some sort of barrier. I'm gonna do some spray foam behind it. It's cheap. I'm sure you can figure out 100,000 different better ways of doing it, but this is how I'm gonna do it. So this is what I ended up with. Not terrible for, I guess, first time ever doing this. Or yep. So just kind of give it some sort of barrier, and this is one of probably 2 layers. Just probably do 2 layers, and then I'm gonna clean the underside of the fender well real good, and do some on the inside, you know, in the fender well, and try and make it look the best it can. I mean, I paid $1,500 for this truck. I spent more than that on the tires and the lift. So it's not, by no means, gonna be my show toy. So yep,